Hello there.
General Kenobi.
The doctor will see you now. Obi-Wan Kenobi has premiered. I have not watched it yet because we record these in advance. So, this video will go up on Friday. It is not Friday when I'm recording this. I am super, super excited because it premieres in just a couple of days. So I'm really, really giddy. So this isn't a review of Obi-Wan Kenobi. This isn't spoilers. This isn't leaks because I've kept out of it. I have a love for Star Wars where I don't want stuff ruined. You know what I'm saying? For me, I want that pure experience because it goes all the way back to, if you'll allow me, The Empire Strikes Back. I did not know. Before the internet, I was about 6 years old. Internet wasn't that common. My family weren't like super into Star Wars or anything like that. There was no dialogue or talking around the house about anything Star Wars. Like, that just was not anything. So when I watched it and I watched A New Hope, and I was like, oh, Darth Vader killed his father. Oh my God. And then we get to Empire Strikes Back. And he goes, no, I am your father. And then Luke does his, that's not true, that's impossible. Such your feelings, you know it to be true. And then he does, no, and he does all that. It's like, oh my God. It was incredible. And I spent the time between, because again, VHS, I spent the time between watching Empire, having that revelation before turning, oh my God, was he telling the truth and all this stuff? And immediately, there was that debate when we watched it as a family. And because these people really didn't know Star Wars, my family didn't, and we were talking after it, and it was just like, I just believed it. Like, I know the movie presents it as, wait, is he telling the truth? What's going on with all this? Did Obi-Wan Kenobi, all this kind of stuff? And I know you're kind of meant to question it. From a viewer standpoint, there are people who will question, other people who accept it, but I accepted it because I was like, well, no, he has no reason to. Why would you lie about this? That's his dad. And so it was just a freaking incredible moment. It is a moment that will live with me forever. Like, that caught my attention and my imagination so vividly and powerfully because I was like, they can do these this is incredible. And I was already completely blown away because, I love A New Hope. Don't get me wrong. I love A New Hope. But Yoda, with that revelation all in the same movie, it's a trip. And then Boba Fett, and then Bosk, IG-88, Forlom, Zuckuss. It was just a visual treat. It just was. Man, Vader was just so much more villainous throughout that whole film. He was the boss in that film, whereas in A New Hope, he didn't really feel in charge. He felt like a lackey because of Tarkin. But here, he felt in charge. He was the authority figure, and he was just force choking people left and right. Apology accepted, Captain Nida. Come on. You have failed me for the last time, Admiral Pete. It's great. It's great. I love Vader and those last two movies. I'm very excited. Those last two movies, I love Vader. We can cut that. Anyway. So, haven't spoke to anybody. I've made it very clear to everyone I know, I do not want Obi-Wan Kenobi spoilers. I do not want Obi-Wan Kenobi leaks. I don't want any of it. I want the most clean experience that I can genuinely have and really honestly just capture that freedom of not knowing anything. So I'm going into Friday completely clean. I do have expectations, though. The biggest one, and we'll start with the biggest one, is a flashback, or what I like to call the flashback. I just want the series to give us one flashback. One flashback to Obi-Wan and Anakin. I would prefer it during, the early period of the Clone Wars or whatever, just something. That for me is what I want. I might be asking too much, but like in addition to that, like I would want the flashback to have them in their Clone Wars armor, because that'd just be cool to see that in live action. I would love that. But that's my biggest. That's my biggest. Because I feel like the show is going to meet my expectations and going to exceed them. You know, I want to have more insight into Vader, right? I want to see more of that. I want to see Obi-Wan come to the realization of what his friend has become, and then have a confrontation with each other. And I know that the show and the showrunners and the team at Lucasfilm have already told us, like, oh no, Obi-Wan and Vader do meet each other. But I know there's still debate, and I've seen the debate. I've seen your messages in the comments. I know that there's still debate on, Obi-Wan probably has a crazy vision and he never actually meets Vader in this show. I completely disagree with you. There. I feel like Vader and Obi-Wan not only should meet, but I feel like they have to. You cannot have that as a dream sequence. There needs to be a confrontation, because in my opinion, even all the way back to 2005 when I watched Revenge of the Sith to watching A New Hope, it doesn't feel like that's it. I mean, and I'm sorry, but that's just my feeling on it. The dialogue, the interactions between these characters in A New Hope, it doesn't feel like the last time they met was when Anakin was burning. It just doesn't. I have never gotten that feeling. I have not once felt that way after watching Revenge of the Sith. I always felt like they met once. Because Obi-Wan has too much of an awareness of Darth Vader. He has too much of he just has too much of an awareness and of a knowledge of this character. So I felt like that was inevitable. They had to meet in this period of what's commonly referred to as the dark times. So like I want to see that. I want to see them confront each other. I want to see the Vader mask get cracked and Hayden Christensen underneath it. I want to see all that. I want to see the tropes. I want to see the classic shit, the things that we almost always get when Vader fights other people. But now it's him and Obi-Wan, and it's the first time they've seen each other since Revenge of the Sith, and this will probably be the last time they see each other, because they won't see each other again until A New Hope, which I'm cool with. But I feel like there is a meeting. This cannot be a dream sequence. This cannot be a vision by Obi-Wan. It has to be real and authentic. And I know that Star Wars, again, the truer lines have never been spoken, but when Obi-Wan in Return of the Jedi says, from a certain point of view. That is 100% true. We look at this dialogue and we look at the interactions of these characters, and we're all going to walk away from this very differently, and that's fine. But when I walk away from A New Hope and Revenge of the Sith, I walked away from it for over a decade, because 2015 and it's 2022. So yeah, for over a decade I've gone, no, they had to meet one more time. It doesn't work. They had to meet one more time. Obi-Wan there had to be a meeting where he saw him as Vader. That there had to be. So I feel very certain that we're getting that. I can't wait to see the Grand Inquisitor, the fifth brother, like to see these characters that have been exclusively in animation or comics, to see them brought to live action. I can't wait for that. Because I love the Inquisitors. I loved them. I loved when there was Inquisitors in Legends. I loved what they did with them in canon. I love the adaptations that they've made. So I'm very pleased and happy with all of that. I'm generally very giddy. Star Wars truly brings out the kid in me. I mean, it does. It just does. So I'm very excited. But to see Ewan McGregor come back, like, the only thing that would really top it all off, and I think I'm not going to hold this against the show, this is me, but the only thing that would really top it is if there was a flashback that had Obi-Wan, Anakin, and a young Ahsoka. That would be incredible. That would be amazing. I'm not holding it against the show if that doesn't happen, because I understand there is a story to tell, and if it doesn't fit, it doesn't fit. That's what she said, and I respect that. But for me, that would be awesome. That would be a total absolute treat to have her featured in the flashback in some way, or Captain Rex, anything like that. I would adore it. I would. So, what are your expectations for Obi-Wan Kenobi going into it? It is a 6-episode series. All 6 episodes are directed by Deborah Chow, who worked previously on The Mandalorian. Her episodes were amazing. I can't wait to see what she's done. Based on the trailers, cinematography is beautiful. The lighting's beautiful. I really like what they're doing with the volume and how far technology is coming. Like how rapidly the volume has evolved is incredible, and I cannot wait. I'm very, very giddy. But what are your expectations? What do you really want to see? What do you hope to see? How do you feel about the flashbacks? What do you want if there is flashbacks? What do you want from all of this? Again, I do look forward to reading your comments. I am going to be careful in terms of reading comments. I want a spoiler-free experience for however many weeks this show runs. I am staying completely spoiler-free. I'm saying, I mean, 100%, no spoilers, no leaks, no nothing. I'm free of all of that, and so I'm going into Obi-Wan Kenobi very much so as a fan and just to have this experience. So I will be careful when I go through the comments, as I'm sure you understand, and I'm going to be careful with messages, for the next few weeks as well. If you do reach out to talk to me about Obi-Wan Kenobi or anything like that, the only thing I ask is, please leave out the spoilers, leave out anything like that. Just leave those out. I would greatly appreciate that. Otherwise, I'm happy to talk about the episodes that aired. So thank you. Please like this video, subscribe to the channel, share our content. It helps immensely with YouTube's analytics and algorithms. Please consider joining our Patreon. We have 2 tiers available, a $3 tier and a $5 tier. That link is available in the description below. While you're down there in the description, we have a link to our amazing Discord community. And my debut novel, 89 Instrument of Destruction, is available to order now from Amazon. So please check that out. Above all else, and most importantly, stay safe, take care of others, and have a legendary day. And may the Force be with you always.